Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
Hey, good morning, Huntsville, and welcome in to another episode 216 as we get going. 36 chilly degrees today. There was a little bit of that frost this morning on the grass and the windshield. We want to welcome you in here as we get rolling on a President's Day Monday. Seems like everything in town is closed. I pulled up earlier this morning, saw 3 cars in front of the studio, and I said, there's never anybody in front of our studio, especially that early in the morning. And I think it was maybe some of the LEAP ambassadors. I'll have to check with Michelle a little bit later today. But we are here. We're excited. We're good to be here. I know last week we talked about that we were probably just going to have a rerun or a throwback episode on Monday, but we decided to go ahead and be here, and we opened up the calendar. We've got a very special guest. Miss Helen Schneider will be joining us soon from the Huntsville CAP Project. So a new first-time guest on the show. We'll be talking about their great organization and a serious issue here in our community that we wanted to highlight, and how Helen and her volunteers are helping to combat this issue that's going on here in our community. So we'll have that today. Normally, we're here on a Monday with our great friends from Walker County Federal Credit Union, Karen Denman, Denise Olivas, Toy joins us sometimes, but obviously President's Day and the banks are closed today. And so told Karen, I said, you know what, y'all take the day off. And we decided to still have the show today, but we're still going to highlight Walker County Federal, and we'll talk more about them on the back end of this show. Again, as I said earlier, if you're waking up this morning, 36 right now outside, humidity only at 70%. It's going to warm up a little bit today to 63 and sunny, so a good light jacket weather day today. And if you're one of the fortunate ones to have the day off, get out and try to enjoy it today. It's going to be a little bit warmer tonight, 47 and clear. And then tomorrow, a little fog to get started on your morning, but it'll get a little bit warmer to 72. I was just talking to some friends back in Fargo. Many of you know that's where we were at for almost a year, and they have had a very mild winter compared to what they normally do. In fact, some areas don't even have snow on the ground right now, and temperatures this week are going to be in the mid-50s. So for that area up north, it's kind of crazy to think about. I'm glad where we're at. If we could just keep these temperatures year-round in the upper 60s, low 70s, and clear, it would be awesome. We will get back close to 80 by the end of this week, and warm winter sometimes sets up a very hot summer, but I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about any of that, at least for the next couple of months. So just enjoy it while you have it. Hey, and for those of you, as always, maybe there's new guests that are joining us this morning. We want to welcome you in. For the previous guests that are always with us here through 216 episodes, make sure to comment. Let us know that you're out there this morning. We're all about lifting up our community and highlighting the positive things that happen right here in Huntsville, Texas. And if you could do us a favor, if you're on the social media feeds this morning, we broadcast through Facebook, 3 different platforms on Facebook. We're on Twitter, which is now known as X. We're also on LinkedIn and YouTube. But if you're on a platform that allows you to like and share this broadcast, please do so, because the more awareness that we can bring to this show helps out those that come on this show to spread that good news about organizations and what they're doing here in town. Before we get started, I always wondered, some folks have always wondered, we have these random kind of federal holidays, and today being President's Day, some folks may wonder, well, what is President's Day? So third Monday in February, the United States celebrates this federal holiday. It's known as President's Day. The day takes place during the birth month of the country's 2 most prominent presidents. Can you guess who they are this morning? Who do you think are the country's 2 most prominent past presidents? We'll start with number 1, George Washington, and we'll go up several to Abraham Lincoln. The day once honored only President Washington. It was on his birthday, February the 22nd. The day now, check this out, never ever lands on a single president's birthday. Across the country, most Americans know the day is President's Day. I know that some folks thought it was to honor all presidents, but this is really how it started. More and more of the population celebrates the day to honor all of the past United States presidents who have served our country. And throughout the country, organizations and communities celebrate the day with a lot of public ceremonies. I'm not aware of anything happening here in our community, but I do know that several organizations are taking off today. All the federal organizations are closed, and I know some church offices like ours at First Baptist closed as well today also. Maybe this morning, I know this is kind of a random one, and you're probably wondering, where are we going with this? But you know what? Who was your favorite president during your lifetime? And I can only go back to Reagan, and I think a lot. And I'm not going to make it a political show, obviously, but there's some things that I really liked about all of our presidents. I think, despite where you're at, if you're left, if you're right, and you're in between, I think that every single president maybe offered at least one good thing that we could find. Some may be really hard to find, but this morning I just remember growing up, and President Reagan was the president that I first remembered, because I was born in '84, but he was the very first president that I remembered. And then in the 90s, I guess when I became more aware of kind of how things ran, I remember President Clinton. And obviously our presidents after that, I remember them with George Bush on 9/11, and when he spoke there with his famous words about, these towers, someone said, "We can't hear you." And he spoke on the megaphone, and he said, I can't hear you, but the people who knock down these buildings are going to hear from all of us soon. And so I think every president has that moment in their presidential history, that defining moment of maybe what solidified their legacy. And I go back and think a lot about those. With Reagan, I think about when he told Gorbachev, tear down these walls. And it's I think every president has maybe kind of that tagline or that moment in their life. Steph Valley joining us this morning from Magnolia Kennel, and we'll talk about Magnolia here in just a little bit. But check this out. She's already chiming in this morning. This is really cool. I don't know of anyone that's been to a presidential inauguration. And Steph said that she was at President Reagan's inauguration. How cool is that? So thanks for sharing that this morning with us. Kyle Kreiner's joining us today. 28 beautiful chilly degrees where he's at in New Mexico. So, Kyle, we miss you in studio, man. When are you going to be through the area? Because we'd love for you to come hang out with us. But he's on the road. When you're in the oil business, you are all over the place. And he's in New Mexico this morning, again, waking up to 28 degrees. Tammy joining us this morning. Good morning to you, Tammy. Steph Valley, who's already commenting in. Jamie Saucier over at Saucier Woodworks, good morning to you. He did our beautiful sign that's right behind us, and appreciate Jamie very much. We have three, there's probably more than that, but I know three really talented woodworking guys here in this community. Jamie Saucier, Scott Valley, and then Blaine McAdams. Those are the three guys that I know, and all three of them just do beautiful work. And so, we want to highlight the good and highlight the folks that are doing good work here in our community. Those three gentlemen are doing a fantastic job. Big thank you as well to Carolyn Gibson, the grandmother of Huntsville, joining us. Miss Gibson, did you make it to the basketball game on Saturday? I know that we were able to bless you with some tickets because of our good friend Jamie Salas over at Osprey Storage. She provided those. And hope you got to make it out there to Johnson this weekend and catch them. Also, a big shout-out this morning to Chris Brown over at Jump Around Moonwalks. Chris, we need to have you on to talk about y'all's upcoming events that are coming up a little bit later this year, too, that we're proud to partner with you here at Hello Huntsville. So get on our calendar, man. Send me a message and get on our calendar. We'd love to talk to you and share some more about that as well. A couple other shout-outs we want to get to before we get rolling this morning. Caitlin, joining us this morning, said, good chilly morning, Robs. Good morning to you, Caitlin. Appreciate you for joining us. Our number one engager, Quentin Glaze, back at it this morning. Quentin, good to see you, my friend. Always thank you for commenting and letting us know that you're out there. And then last but certainly not least, our good friend, Tara Burnett of Hearts Veterans Museum. Tara, appreciate you so much and what you do for our veterans here in Huntsville. Good to see you on this morning as well. Well, friends, again, we do have Helen Schneider joining us in just a few moments. If you haven't heard about the Huntsville CAP project, you want to stay tuned. We'll learn more about Helen, her involvement here in Huntsville, more specifically in the Huntsville CAP project, an issue that's going on here in our community that we want to bring awareness to. And Helen and her volunteers have really done a great job trying to spread awareness about this issue, and we'll talk about that here in just a few moments. I know it feels like we're going 100,000 miles an hour this morning, but that's how we do it on the show. So, again, let us know you're out there. Let us know what you're thankful for as we continue on, and we will celebrate all the good things happening again here in Huntsville. For now, though, we'll step aside, take a break. We've got to listen at your national news, also a word from our sponsors. We will be giving a giveaway today, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll have the keyword up here in the next segment or two, so make sure that you stay tuned in. We have a beautiful gift basket, and I'll share what that gift basket entails here in just a few moments. For now, though, here's your national news and a word from our sponsors. Stay with us. It's your show as always. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
USA News, I'm Ryan Daniels. There are new details coming since the shooting deaths of 2 police officers and 1 paramedic in Minnesota. It happened after a domestic abuse call on Saturday in the city of Burnsville, about 15 miles outside Minneapolis.
Every day we pray that they go home to their families. And today that's not happening. We are all hurting.
Tanya Schwartz is the Burnsville police chief. Law enforcement sources say the suspected gunman died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police say the suspect had several guns and opened fire from multiple points inside the home. The situation at the U.S. southern border continues to remain a problem with a surge in illegal immigrants. More now trying to enter through Southern California and Arizona. Texas Senator Ted Cruz joined Fox News.
We've seen an invasion at our southern border under Joe Biden. We've seen 10.4 million illegal immigrants.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham throwing his support now behind a new bipartisan foreign aid bill in the U.S. House, also offering a warning to Russia that the U.S. is not about to pull back its support of Ukraine. The South Carolina senator said recent news of Alexei Navalny's death at an Arctic Russian prison is also galvanizing more Western support once more.
So if you're Putin, I want you to know we're not going to pull the plug on Ukraine. We're going to come after you. We're going to make your country a state sponsor of terrorism.
Graham on with CBS Face the Nation Sunday. A man considered the hip-hop Howard Stern tells ABC's This Week he is convinced a second Trump term would be bad news.
It's absolutely true. And it's mind-boggling to me that, nobody is taking it as serious as I feel like they should.
At the same time, radio host Charlemagne the God referred to incumbent Joe Biden as an uninspiring candidate. This is USA News.
Doug Steffen here, calling all travelers. How many of you have ever been to Las Vegas? How many of you would love to go to Las Vegas? How about going to Las Vegas 2 nights free? I have your attention, so right now be one of the first 10 callers right this minute to call 800-419-3684. 2 free nights in Las Vegas. That's it. First 10 callers, get on board. 2 free nights in Las Vegas. It's the easiest thing ever, right? First 10 callers to call 800-419-DOUG. And 2 nights in fabulous Las Vegas is yours. No questions. You don't need to be caller 29. You can be in the first group of 10 or a dozen, and you're on board. 800-419-DOUG. 800-419-3684. We've traveled the world to find a good deal. You've got it now with 541 Travels and the Doug Steffen Good Day program. 800-419-DOUG.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success, too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Hey there, style enthusiasts. Rob Hipp here, joined by Abby from the Color Bar. Abby, what's the buzz for the new year at the Color Bar?
Hey, Rob. We're kicking off the year with a fresh vibe featuring luxurious products like Orbay and Kevin Murphy.
Quality all the way. And what's the special offer for our listeners?
For a limited time, book any color service at the Color Bar and receive a fantastic gift with purchase. Elevate your new year with a touch of luxury.
Well, that sounds irresistible. How can our listeners grab this offer?
Easy. Visit colorbartx.com or call 936-439-4972 to book your appointment. Treat yourself to a fabulous new look and enjoy a special gift on us.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Color Bar, where luxury meets style. Visit colorbartx.com or call 936-439-4972. Cheers to a fabulous new look in the new year.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Have you heard of Google, Amazon, or Wikipedia? Their founders were all Montessori students. Montessori is the only educational method developed by a doctor using the scientific method for what was best for the child. Come check out our award-winning childcare schools at Tomorrow's Promise. Did you know that 90% of brain development happens the first 5 years of life? Early childhood education is the most important time of life. Come find out what makes us different and why we are now adding a third location. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education you can trust.
All right, Huntsville, welcome back at it. Time now 7:55 in the morning. The good news is if you got to be at work at 8 o'clock, well, guess what? You got time to get to work. You got 5 minutes before you get fired. So make sure you hightail it to work this morning. Some of you may be off, like our friends over at Walker County Federal and the banks today with President's Day, but we want to welcome you back on. Hey, the keyword, by the way, I know it flashed up there several times. I was trying to make sure that we had it set up right. Keyword this week is cats. How about that? Cats. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can win here in just a little bit. But we are so honored and very full of joy this morning to welcome on our good friend, Miss Helen Schneider, making her debut on Good Morning Huntsville. Good morning, Helen.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You know, we've been trying to set this up for a while, and you guys are, y'all are up late, and so I know sometimes this is pretty early in the morning for some folks. You guys are up a lot, doing some great work here in our community. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about the Huntsville Cat Project in a little bit, but just let us know a little bit about Helen Schneider. I know you've been here since the 80s. Maybe just give us the quick 411 on Miss Schneider, if you don't mind.
Oh, I just came down here for my first job in Huntsville Memorial. I came from Illinois, near the Chicago area, and I wanted to get away from the cold weather. So this is perfect. This is a perfect area for good weather. I ride bikes. Huntsville's wonderful for riding bikes. So I love the weather. I love the people. And I've been here for a long time, since 1985. My husband's been here since 1982, and we met here. So it's kind of a good place for us.
Well, when you mentioned bikes, I was going to mention, because I know Hans used to have, I believe it was a bicycle shop here. Is that right? And he rode professionally.
He did. He rode in Belgium professionally. He does build bikes and repairs frames, but he's not really a retail store, but he does help people out, especially, wheelchairs and kids' bikes and stuff like that. He has done that. But we do need a retail bike shop here in Huntsville. It would be nice to have one.
That may be the spark, Yeah. He may get some ideas now this morning. Well, we appreciate you being with us this morning, Helen. It's so great. I first met you and Hans at, I think it was at a chamber event. It was a hometown title. Trey Wharton's childhood home. It was old Sears Roebuck home that we were in.
Yes, I remember. Mm-hmm.
And that's where we had first met, and you guys were there sharing some really important information. And you and Hans have started and founded a 501c3 nonprofit called the Huntsville Cat Project. Mm-hmm. So maybe just let us know kind of the preamble to that. How did this idea kind of start? What was the motivation to say, hey, we've got to get this going?
We've always been animal people. We always rescued animals in the past, dogs, cats. People dump animals everywhere, not just Huntsville. It's everywhere. It's a problem everywhere. And we'll pick them up and try to find homes from, and it's been pretty successful in the past. But now I think with 2 no-kill shelters here in Huntsville, people just dump their animals and there's no place to bring animals. Mm-hmm. And if you can't afford it, can't do anything with the animal, I understand, but we have to be responsible with these animals. They have their lives, and you can't just let them starve out there. You can't let them reproduce. So we take them in, and that's the Huntsville Cat Project. Co-founders Yvette and Ashley, I have to give a shout out to them because they've done a lot too. We just started talking on Nextdoor. Hey, who wants to get together and start talking about TNR? TNR, if anybody does not know, means trap, neuter, return. Trap, neuter, or spay, and return the cat to its outdoor home. Because we try to find homes, but there's not always homes available. Mm-hmm. Some people don't like cats, that's fine, but we need to find homes from if we can. If not, they go back out, but they're spayed or neutered. So then it reproduce every year, and we don't have 100 cats next year. So it's worked in other cities. Bryan College Station has it. Houston has many trap, neuter, return programs. So if we can get one started here, the whole key is you need money, you need volunteers, you need people willing to trap the animals, bring them to a low-cost spay and neuter program, which we do have. Not here in Huntsville, but we take them out of the city. We'd love to have one here, but we can't spend a lot of money for every single stray animal. So we have found Texas Litter Control down south that will pay, a reasonable fee to get them spayed or neutered, and then we can put them back after a week or two, and they live there and they're fine. They take care of rat problems. They serve their purpose and they calm down the area. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of males coming in trying to find females, and females get pregnant nonstop. We've seen it across the street from our house. And what I really wanted to say was, please spay and neuter your pet. Just in our street alone, somebody came with a rental. A lady rented a property, and she had a female cat. When she left the cat, here's a female cat not spayed. So what happens? We have a big problem on our street now.
And I got to wonder, I'm not just trying to throw one at you this morning. I don't know, maybe but when you think about one female cat, I mean, how many kittens can they produce? Up to a certain, I would assume maybe 10, on a big litter. Is that maybe a factual statement?
They usually say 2 to 5, but they can have more than one pregnancy in a year in a breeding season. And down here, we're so warm, you can have a breeding season all year round. So, up north, they don't have the breeding season in the wintertime. And plus, the strays will die in the winter up in Fargo.
Yeah.
It's too cold up there.
Or in Illinois where you were.
In Illinois, yeah. You didn't see the strays. Here it's warm, so we have to be responsible and take care of these animals. Animals and children, they need our help. Adults go get a job. But I've always said that, it's animals and children that need our help. And that's what my passion is the animals, to help them out. And we need donations, we need volunteers, we need foster moms, foster families to take care of the pets. Females can't go right back out if they've been heat or pregnant. So they have to stay in about a week or 2, 3 weeks usually. So we need a foster family. We have a couple good ones. We need more. And then we put them back out in the place where we find them. We feed them. And the police know this. We have a little badge to say we're with the Huntsville Cat Project.
Oh, love that.
But and with our colonies, as we call it, the ones that we feed, probably at least 50% of them are already spayed and neutered. We've spent some of our own money. It's not sustainable. We have our own bills and everything, but it's our passion, so we will do that. Just like everybody has their charity. But we do need some donations. We need some traps. We need people to trap animals if they know they're strays next to their house, next to their business. Sam Houston may have some, I've heard. People can trap, and we can kind of lead them where to take the cats to get spayed and neutered, put them back, or try to find a home. I mean, we have found homes for a lot of animals too, but it's a lot of work. We all work full time, all of us at the Huntsville Cat Project. So volunteers are great. Well,
Steph had a good question this morning. She was talking. She said, is there any way to identify that cats have already been spayed or neutered?
Very good question.
That's a great question,
yeah.
Steph.
Yeah, I know, Stephanie. And usually we clip the ear ever so slightly, but you can see they've been spayed or neutered if they have their ear clipped. Some of them have tattoos down in the bottom if they're female. Some of the places that do that, but we always ask them to clip the ear. So if you see one of those, you know they've already been spayed and neutered.
Well, great. Well, again, Helen Schneider joining us this morning from the Huntsville Cat Project. Appreciate Steph, too, for setting up this meeting and organizing. I know Karen Dimman with Walker County Federal has been wanting to have you on. I was joking around earlier. I said the morning that both these ladies wanted to have you, it was today's President's Day, and Steph is extremely busy this morning. And then, of course, the bank is closed today. Right. So when Helen came in, I said, hey, it's just you and I hanging out today, Helen. So, but it's so great to have you. And again, I appreciate Steph so much, and for Karen as well for bringing y'all's organization to our attention. I know that we had met at the chamber there at a ribbon cutting many, many months ago. But this is a huge problem here in Huntsville. And friends, I share in the heart that Helen has about animals. I mean, animals can't help themselves. They need help from people with these cats that are walking around our city. And, I don't want to see a little animal. There's nothing that upsets me more, especially now that I have 2 children. And I don't ever want my children to see it. I'm sure they will eventually. I don't want to shelter them from the realities of some things. But, I drive by and I don't want to see a little animal that's been ran over. I mean, that just breaks my heart.
Oh, it does. It does.
And it is a problem here in our community that we have stray cats. And what's the best way to do it? You said TNR. So did I say that right?
TNR.
TNR,
yeah.
which is
trap, neuter,
return. That's what we want to get across today on the show is TNR, trap, neuter, return. You and I were joking, before the show and kind of a serious joke, but I was saying, Bob Barker was the big advocate for. I said Helen's kind of the new Miss Bob Barker here, but for our community, because he'd always say, "Please help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered." I remember that phrase. But it's something that's so important, and we think about these animals, and I don't believe, and I understand when there's overpopulation of. But that doesn't give an animal the right for its life to be taken from it. I'm not a big fan of places that, and I get it because it's like they don't have the resources, but that's why we need organizations like the Huntsville Cat Project to save these animals' lives, but to also do it responsibly.
Yeah, and I always say, please spay and neuter your pet. That's the most responsible thing you can do. You think your cat or your dog's not going to get out of the fence, but it may, or somebody may come in, a male may come in. I saw it on my street, like I said, and now I have a big problem on my street. So it's a responsible thing to do for the animal. I mean, we're adults. Let's be responsible. And let's make Huntsville beautiful. I've talked to city council before last year or the year before. You want to have Huntsville beautiful. It's not beautiful seeing a bunch of feral cats running around, skinny, sickly looking. Let's keep Huntsville beautiful, and be responsible is what I say.
Well, we had another comment come in, and this comment says, how do the volunteers and donations get to you and your organization? Another good question.
Yes, very good. You can go on the Huntsville Cat Project, and I'm technologically stupid, but I always say, I say Google Huntsville Cat Project, but Yvette and Ashley, my co-founders, take care of the social media, and they take we take donations in through the website is the main thing.
Website online, thehuntsvillecatproject.com will take you right to it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and what are some ways that folks can volunteer? I know you said earlier, you talked about fostering. Maybe there's someone this morning in their neighborhood that they have this problem with just, feral cats. What can they do to help? I mean, obviously the first thing is to call you guys. Y'all can provide them the education and resources.
They can get on the Huntsville Cat Project and email or call us, and we can help you. We can either trap the animal or we can help you trap the animal if you know the animal better. Because sometimes it's hard when you don't know the animal, the cat or the cat. We can help you trap the animal. We can help you bring it down to TLC. If you can help us find a home, if you can help foster it after 3 weeks, for 3 weeks, if it's a female, if it's a male, it can go out pretty quickly. Finding homes would be great. On social media, I don't do a lot of social media, so if you can help us find homes on social media, that would be great. I hate to throw them back out too. People don't understand. They think that's cruel, but it's better to throw them out and have them spayed and neutered than have them die a long, sickly death,
Yeah, especially if they're sick and then the female cats are getting pregnant while they're sick. I mean, that's just heartbreaking to think about that.
And they get the FIV, the feline leukemia, the feline HIV. It's best to just keep them spayed and neutered. They're great cats. I have some now that, like I said, spayed and neutered. They're just wonderful kitties. I wish I could find homes from. We do have cats on their website that Yvette and Ashley have put on there. Great kitties. Please adopt if you see one that you want to try to adopt. Help us foster. You can get online and say you're willing to foster the cats just for a week or two, and then we'll come back and get them and put them back where we found them. And then that colony will be so much more stable with not a lot of, how females, a male kitty howling at night or a female in heat. I had one female in heat that I waited too long to have her spayed. It was awful. I don't know why people don't spay and neuter. I just don't. It's the responsible thing to do with pets, dogs and cats.
Our family got really lucky and blessed. My dad did some upholstery work for our vet where we grew up in Georgetown, north of Austin, back in the day. And and he, I guess to this day, this was like 20 years, and he still feels forever in debt to my dad. And so he doesn't charge anything to come to the house. And my mom had, she had taken in a lot of cats because she has the heart like you do. She didn't want to see these little animals get hurt or pass away or anything. And so a few of them she let in the house, but the majority of them would stay outside. She would feed them, but she would have doctor come to the house, and he would neuter and spay the cats. He would pick them up, take them back, do the procedure, and bring them back to the house. I know that we're not, not everyone's as fortunate to have that, but there are alternatives, low cost or affordable alternatives like Texas Litter Control that you had mentioned. Do you know kind of the average cost of a neuter or a spay?
It's about $88. I think it was $85, $88. Rita B. Huff is going to be coming up with their bigger facility too, which you can get some help from them also. But there are no-kill shelters, so they're full quite a bit. Mm-hmm. But with their bigger facility, I think they'll be able to help out quite a bit more. Everybody has good intentions here, but it's just both places are full. Rita B. Huff and Little Women's, I think, is full. So it's hard to drop an animal off anywhere, so people go dump them in the country. We ride bikes, we see them, we go back from it free. And it's just heartbreaking. We saw dogs shot and dying down one road, and it's just awful to see that. It doesn't make Huntsville. We want to take pride in our city and be the responsible people. So
I know that we're talking about cats, but I'll briefly just kind of shift over a little bit and mention about dogs. I have a little dog that, praise the Lord for good people like Frank Oliveris and his neighbors out in Crabs Prairie, because and Frank had put on Facebook. He posted these little puppies back in 2021, and he said, my neighbor saw someone literally throw these dogs out of a moving Suburban, and Frank, and the neighbor couldn't take care of him, but Frank took him in, put him on social, and he adopted out every single one of those, and we got one of them, and her name's Stella, and she and the poor little thing, she's probably 8 weeks old when this happened, and she's still very skittish, because that's like a lifelong trauma. They're never going to forget that. But I'm not here to judge anybody, but I guess in a way I kind of am. Like, how can you toss an animal out of a moving vehicle?
Yeah,
just like it's nothing.
We've seen it before too. My husband's seen it firsthand. It's not. I don't see how people can sleep with themselves or look themselves in the mirror, because it is a living thing. Please just at least take it to the Humane Society. Don't throw it out. It'll starve. It'll get, it'll have a horrible death if it gets thrown out there.
And call an organization. If there's call someone like the Huntsville Cat Project. Just place a phone call. You're not going to get in trouble when you place a phone call looking for help. Where you're going to get in trouble is when, for whatever reason in your mind, you think it's okay to just dump these animals and you get caught. And you know what? God's looking, but people are looking as well. And you need to call somebody and find help. And the Huntsville Cat Project can help on the cat side. And if you guys don't have the full resources, I know that you'll connect them with folks who do have those resources.
Right. And the first thing is spay and neuter your pet. Then you won't have that problem of having puppies dumping out. Spay and neuter your pet. If that person spayed that female, you wouldn't have had that problem. It's just a no-brainer to me.
Well, Steph did have another question. You'd kind of mentioned this a little bit, and maybe we'll circle back again. So appreciative to have Helen Schneider joining us this morning from the Huntsville Cat Project. She wanted just a little bit more explanation. I know you talked briefly about it, but maybe for those just joining us as well, more about fostering. Kind of what does that entail, and what does that look like?
For example, we have a very good foster mom next to us on our street. She has a room available where she can kind of quarantine the female. Right when we get it spayed, we bring it to her, and she has a room with litter or food. Keep it calm for a week or 3 weeks, depending on if she was pregnant or in heat when we caught her. And then we spay her, we keep her in that room calm, and we try to socialize them also and see if we can find, if they're available for a home, if we can find a home. I'll give a shout out to JC. She's our foster mom, and she found a home for one of our strays. Very good home, but she kept this cat for 3 weeks, and then she found a home on social media. So foster moms, you really need a extra room, an extra closet, or laundry room where you could put a cat to stay for anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks. We will come back and get them. We have done that. We have Nancy. I'll give a shout out to Nancy too. She's one of our foster moms. We just have a few. And with Yvette and Ashley, they trap a lot. They're our co-founders. They trap a lot of animals too, and we both have too many animals in our house. I have a 900 square foot house, and I have too many cats to mention. But they're all spayed and neutered, everything. So we just need rooms where you can keep a cat kind of quarantined from your pets, and calm them down, see if they're sociable, if they're adoptable. Some aren't, and then you will have to put them back. But they're so much better off after they're spayed and neutered. They won't be producing those puppies, kittens in this instance. So it's the thing to do. And Huntsville needs this. We don't have this right now. So when you say the organizations, Huntsville needs this. We need to even grow bigger and have more volunteers, and Rita B. Health needs to get up and going, which they're doing right now. You see their facility being built on Veterans Parkway. And we'll make Huntsville back to what it was when I moved here. It was wonderful. We didn't see so many stray cats. I've had people come from out of town and say, God, you have a lot of stray cats. That's not good. That's not good for Huntsville.
It's not a good one. Like in my hometown, people used to joke because the cats hung out at the famous taco place in town. People would always joke around and be like, we think Jesus is using the cats and the tacos. Like, don't say that. Because he always had like 20 or 30 cats. But Jesus had a kind heart, and he'd always feed the cats. But that was the going joke in Georgetown, was like, he's making, it's like, no, he's not doing that. He's taking care of the cats. So, again, Huntsville Cat Project. You can find them online, thehuntsvillecatproject.com. There's information on there and resources. And friends, I know that things are tight for so many people, but think about it. Even if it's just not just your time, if you can give your time, that is so great. I mean, it doesn't have to be a monetary donation, but if you do have the resources, even if it's just $5, that money can go a long way. It can help to better our community. Most importantly, it can help keep life with these little animals that so deserve it.
Yes, I agree.
So, well, Helen, thank you so much for being here. And a big thanks again to Steph Valley over at Magnolia Kennel for arranging this interview, and for Karen for keeping us in the loop about what you guys are doing. Is there anything else? I know we've talked about a lot, but maybe something else that's on your mind before we let you go today.
Spay and neuter. That's my passion. I can argue about spay and neuter all day long, the benefits of it. So that's it, really.
How many of these little cats, and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, I was just thinking, how many of these cats each month are you guys looking to adopt out? Do you kind of have an average number? Is it a couple a month? Is it multiple cats a month?
It's really multiple cats a month, because right now in TNR we call it colonies. And all of us in the TNR program have little colonies we go feed. They don't go starving once they get spayed and neutered. We go and feed them every day, which costs money also with the food. There's plenty of them. I have one named Bobby that's clipped ear, and he's just the most lovable thing, all gray kitty. I need to find a home for him. He's out there right now. He's adoptable. There's some that aren't, like I said. So I'd say a couple a month. Yvette and Ashley have some on the website right now that they do a great job on the website. They do all that social media stuff. They could pick a cat from there. Good-looking kitty cats on the website. So if we can find homes for them, put some more on. And every city, I think, does this. Bigger city does this. Has some TNR program, has something. And if we could save some little lives, it'll really make Huntsville great.
Well, I think, and again, this may be putting you on the spot, but if there's any possibility, maybe once a month, I would love to have one of those foster parents to come for the kitties to come in here on our show and just bring us one of the cats, and we'll show them on the camera.
That's a great idea.
And we'll mention, that this little kitten is up for adoption, and I'm sure that Steph and Magnolia Kennel will, be welcome to help promote that as well. And now they focus on dogs over at Magnolia Kennel, but I know Steph has a passion for animals as well, and so I would love once a month or so to bring in some of these little kitties, and we'll show them here on the show.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
And hopefully, help get them in some houses. So it would be nice.
Thank you.
So, you bet.
Oh, great.
Well, Helen, so great to have you on. Friends, again, please check out their website. It's thehuntsvillecatproject.com, and let's help make our community better, not just to look better, but most importantly, to help save the lives of these little animals that need us, our little kitties here in this community. So thank you so much, Helen.
Thank you.
We'll have to have Hans come on and tell us about his bicycle journeys one of these
I'll
days.
tell him.
Do you think he'll do that?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll make the show at like 1:30 p.m. though, or what is it now? Yeah, we'll make the show at like 7:45 p.m. instead of 7:45 a.m.
He could. If you want to listen to him, you can. He's got some interesting stories. So.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, Helen. Friends, again, our keyword. Oh, by the way, Helen, check this out. This is from Magnolia Kennel. Look how beautiful this is.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, check this out. This is our giveaway today, and this is from Steph over at Magnolia Kennel. What is this? A play tunnel?
This is a little play tunnel. Oh, kitties love this. My foster mom has one of these. See the kitty plays in the little tunnel?
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So there's the play tunnel. We have there's some, Steph, I'm opening this up because you got me interested here. Check this out. This would be a day for like Karen Denman. She would love this gift. Okay, this is from Magnolia Kennel. It's where dogs get to be dogs, a little mug. I love that, Steph.
Thank you, Stephanie.
What else do we got in here?
The little kitties love these.
Yeah, there's a little kitty toy there.
My kitties play with this.
We got a puzzle, and then I like this. It's a little Bible verse. It says, perfect in his sight. Ephesians 1:4. So you got another mug here as well. And a puzzle. So we're giving away this beautiful gift basket today, and all you got to do is text in the keyword cats. And it's going to be cats all week. Now, don't worry, we're not giving away cat stuff all week, but today we wanted to make the keyword this week cats. In honor of our friends at the Huntsville Cat Project. So text that in, and we'll make sure. And I love we'll end with this, with our interview here with Helen. Steph said, caring for animals, it doesn't matter what species. And that's right.
Yeah, we have dogs too. That we rescued, yeah.
So that's what it's all about. Well, friends, we're going to take a break. So great to have Helen joining us today. We'll be back in a moment. I'll close it out here. We'll have a word about some other exciting events that just happened here in our community. Again, keyword is cats. Text that in, CATS, along with your name, on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. Again, the keyword cats for this beautiful basket today, 936-339-0139. As always, our shows every single Monday made possible by our friends at Walker County Federal Credit Union. They are the financial experts here in Huntsville. They have all the big services that the big banks have, and they're only one location, and that's all they need because they're going to take care of you. They do it right. They'll take care of your business, your personal needs. If you got any financial questions, call them. If they can help you, they're going to set you in the right direction. They've been serving Walker County since 1957. It's our friends at Walker County Federal. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. More to come here on Good Morning Huntsville.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are. Third location on Veterans Memorial, coming soon. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education you can trust.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey there, style enthusiasts. Rob Hipp here, joined by Abby from the Color Bar. Abby, what's the buzz for the new year at the Color Bar?
Hey Rob, we're kicking off the year with a fresh vibe featuring luxurious products like Orbet and Kevin Murphy.
Quality all the way. And what's the special offer for our listeners?
For a limited time, book any color service at the Color Bar and receive a fantastic gift with purchase. Elevate your new year with a touch of luxury.
Well, that sounds irresistible. How can our listeners grab this offer?
Easy. Visit colorbartx.com or call 936-439-4972 to book your appointment. Treat yourself to a fabulous new look and enjoy a special gift on us.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Color Bar, where luxury meets style. Visit colorbartx.com or call 936-439-4972. Cheers to a fabulous new look in the new year.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
All right, Huntsville, good morning. Time now 8:24 in the morning. Hope that all of you are off to a very blessed and happy Monday as we get started here in Good Morning Huntsville. It's always so much fun to be able to talk to you, to highlight the good happening in our community. Wanted to share something with you this morning, a little inspiration. As we wrap up the show here, we're also going to have our winner today for this cool little gift basket from Magnolia Kennel. But again, a little inspiration for you this morning. Time now 8:25. Big shout out to Helen Schneider and for being on. Big thank you to Magnolia Kennel for arranging that interview. Steph has been so tremendous with us over the past few months, and just another Great. And Steph, you may get mad because I know you don't like me talking about you too much, but I'm going to say this, that, we need more people in this community like our friends at Magnolia Kennel. Not saying that we don't have great people. We have so many tremendous people. But, Steph and Scott have a heart for this community like so many of you do that watch this show. And, when you're that light to somebody else, that just encourages that person to be a light to somebody else. And it's a trickle effect. And so this morning, think about that. That's the first part of inspiration is what light are you leaving for somebody else? In other words, what positive aspect are you leaving in their path today? Are you picking people up? Or are you putting them down? The more that we pick people up, the more that they're going to want to pick somebody up. And so think about that as the day goes on. I posted this the other day on Facebook, and maybe this morning some of you are feeling overwhelmed. And I know that it's very easy to take on more than you can handle. Recently I've done that, and I've realized that I've got to take a step back once in a while and focus on the important things in life, such as my family, number one, my faith, number one, my family, the second. But this morning, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. You feel like the world is just pressing you more than it's ever pressed you. And maybe it is because you've taken on more than you can handle. It's okay to say no to people, but maybe there's some things that are just out of your control. You can only control what you can control in this moment. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, remember when God is by your side, there's nothing that you cannot overcome. You know what the good news is? He's always by your side. So it's not just when he's by your side. He's always by your side. Therefore, there's nothing that you can't overcome. His plans for you are filled with hope and prosperity, not despair. Lean into his strength this morning and let faith guide your steps, friends. Jeremiah 29:11 says this in the New Living Translation, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope." Friends, this morning, let this promise fill your heart with peace. No matter what you're facing today, know that God is for you, paving the way for a brighter tomorrow. Believe in his endless love and grace. I just wanted to share that this morning because I believe some of you are just really filled with a lot of pressure of the life that's going on. And don't worry about those things. There may be situations. I won't go into the detail, but I had a situation. I was really worried. There's two things that's happened to me in the last year that I was very worried about, that I just had to get off my shoulders or off my chest. And one of them is, part of the story, and I won't again go into details, but when we decided that it was time to come back to this community, to Texas, to be around family, and I was so worried that I was going to upset people that had worked really hard and provided resources for me to get up to Fargo in the first place. I was so worried about destroying friendships that I was going to burn bridges. And what I learned very quickly is I had to do what was best for my family at the time. And for us, it was to be back close to family. As we were raising our son now, who's 7 months old, we knew that he would be here in July. And God has blessed us tremendously with our little ones. But, when I called those people, and it was one of the guys was a pretty big guy that I've always wanted to get to know. And we finally got to know him. And that was one of the connections that helped get us to that broadcasting level at Fargo. And I remember calling him, and I was so scared, and I put it off for a week. And I remember picking up the phone, and I said, "Man, I don't know how to describe this to you. I'm just trying to come at a place with compassion, and I don't want to burn any bridges." And I said all that at first. I said, but I feel like it's time for us to go back. And the first thing out of that person's mouth was, we hate to lose you, but we understand. They said, in our organization, family comes first, and you're not going to burn any bridges. And that was like the immediate just dissipation of so much weight on my shoulders. And so maybe that's your situation this morning. Is there something that's been eating at you for so long? And if you just pick up the phone and make that call, or you just arrange that meeting and you just talk about it and you come at it and first pray about it. So many times in life, I'm not going to preach to you this morning. I'm going to tell you that so many times in life, as a believer, many of you, if you're not a believer, that's okay. But I'm going to tell you from a believer standpoint, as a believer, we turn to prayer last. And it's our number one, our only way to communicate with our Creator is through prayer. And so this morning, turn to prayer first in all situations. If you're having a company meeting about a big project, pray about it first. It's okay. This show, many of our guests, many of our co-hosts, we pray before we go on the air. Pray about things first because that sets up the atmosphere for God's Holy Spirit to move throughout the entire rest of that project, that action, that situation that you're going through, don't turn to it last, turn to it first. And I know that it's so hard for us to sometimes grasp that concept, and I'm guilty of it. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm not guilty. I'm extremely guilty of it too. But the more that I talk about it, the more that I have that pressing on me to say, you know what? We need to pray first. We need to pray first in all things that we do. So I just wanted to share that encouragement with you and that inspiration, and I hope someone out there this morning needed to hear that. You're going to pick that up and take it with you as you go on. Speaking of which, the heart of this community is so awesome. We're going to get to our phone line here in a minute. Let me go ahead and pop that keyword up one more time. Keyword this week is cats, and today I'm giving away this beautiful gift basket from our friends at Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville. Now, Magnolia Kennel is all about boarding dogs. If you got some puppies that need to be boarded, go by and see them. Magnolia Kennel. You can Google them, find their website online, Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, Steph and Scott Valley. Wonderful folks. But they have provided this beautiful gift basket. All you got to do, text in the keyword cats on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line 936-339-0139. Make sure to include your name as well. Briefly want to talk about the heart of this community. Boy, last night was just a huge, huge, huge blessing. And we are so appreciative of Lisa and Kevin McKenzie of McKenzie's Barbecue. Many, many months ago, Lisa was facing a very tough medical situation where she had a tumor literally the size of a grapefruit in her body. And without insurance, it's very difficult to get the care that you need. And Kevin was so strong in his faith, and it's a testament to how we should all be in our faith. He was so strong in his faith that he didn't even worry about the cost. He said, you know what, God's going to provide that. And was so thankful, not just First Baptist, but many churches together in the community got together and said, we want to help this family. We want to bless them financially. And they were able to raise the funds that they needed to cover the cost of that surgery. But Kevin, and the guy that he is, and his family said that, we want to give back to Huntsville yet again. Not to do it because they want the promotion, but that's just his heart, is that he's always there for people. And so last night they actually did it yesterday morning, 10:30 at Cook Springs Baptist. But then last night at 6 o'clock, they brought in a group that was unbelievable. And as I get older, I get a little more emotional. I don't know how many of you can relate to this. But last night, it was just absolutely beautiful. They brought in this group called the Irwins, and the Irwins have won Dove Awards, which is the equivalent of Grammys in the Christian music world. It's called a Dove Award. It's siblings, 4 of them, 3 brothers and 1 sister, and they are just some of the most beautiful singers together. They harmonize so well. One of the brothers, the bass that he has is out of this world when he sings. And last night, there were several songs that I teared up on just because of the goodness and how the Holy Spirit was moving last night at First Baptist through that concert. Many people in the community came out. It wasn't a thing about FBC. It was multiple churches got together for this concert, and it was all made possible by Kevin McKenzie, McKenzie's Barbecue. And so, Kevin, man, we appreciate you and what you do for this community. And there's no charge for that. People gave a love offering to help the Irwins. But then there was a barbecue dinner provided right after last night, and it was just absolutely awesome. And I would love to see more events. I mean, that kind of put a fire in my belly to say, you know what, we need to have more events. Like once a quarter, let's bring in a group like that and get them down here. Karen Altum did it with 3 Heath brothers over at Altum Consulting. They had them out over at Old Town Theater just a few months ago. And man, it was just so awesome last night. It was all focused on our Creator. It was all focused on God. And just a testament of what remaining in faith can do. And I just loved Kevin's testimony, and I'm not going to go into that, but the testimony that he had was just unbelievable, and the faith that man had is unbelievable. And kind of the gist of it was we knew that God was going to heal her, whether it was here on this earth or in heaven, and he said, I was kind of being selfish, saying, don't take her from me. And no cancer, everything came back clear when they removed that tumor, and they, in fact, said it was one of the easiest tumors that they had removed of that size. So that's a testament of God working throughout her life. And so we appreciate that. A big thank you again. That concert last night was just unbelievable, and what a move it was last night. All right, friends, let's head over. We got our Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line going. And again, keyword cat's got this beautiful gift basket. And when we call you this morning, if you don't have cats, that's okay, because you can give it to somebody who does. but the randomizer has spoken. And let's go ahead and head over to our Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line right now. So we're going to hit that number, and here we go.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. This is Rob from Hello Huntsville, and good morning, Huntsville. Who are we speaking with?
Savella Garza.
Savella, hey, you've won before. You won some tickets to the taste testing. Did you get to make it out there to that event?
I did make it out to that event.
And Billy got you the tickets, right? You got the hookup from us, right?
That's correct.
Well, hey, you've won again today. First of all, do you have cats? That's the only thing. Do you have any cats?
I have 2.
Well, you got the perfect gift then. Did you see the gift already?
I didn't. I missed the picture.
Well, this is courtesy of Magnolia Kennel. It's a little play tunnel. It's a cat puzzle. There's some furry mice that the cats can play with, and a couple of mugs and a beautiful basket. And that is all courtesy of Magnolia Kennel. So how about that, Savella?
That's awesome.
So we may have to drop these off with Billy again over at Sam Houston Memorial. Are you going to see him this week?
I'll see him Tuesday.
Okay, well there you go. I'll go run it over there to him, and he's kind of anytime Savella wins, Billy's our coordinator. All right, does that work?
It works for me.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start paying him more to be on the show. You know, he pays me to be on the show, but I'm gonna have to start paying him to be on the show now, Savella. So, well, congratulations. We've got that for you. And when you won that chili, you didn't get a swag bag from us. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm also going to throw in a swag bag that's got some Hello Huntsville gear in there too. How does that sound?
Well, that's awesome. Thank you.
You bet. It's also got some stuff from Osprey Storage, some discounts to different places. So yeah, we'll toss all that together. Well, before we go, Savella, let us know. We always ask our guests, what are you most thankful for here in this community?
All my friends and a roof over my head.
All right. Well, amen.
Kind of cold outside right now, so.
Yeah, it's good to have a roof over your head when it's, in the 30s here. So, well, Savella, congratulations. Thank you so much for engaging with us. We appreciate you so much, and we'll get this gift bag over to Billy to give to you on Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Have a blessed day. Thanks, Savella.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Awesome. We had quite a few folks texting in this morning, but Savella's the winner, and she's got that beautiful gift basket courtesy of Magnolia Kennel. So thank you for that, Stephanie. Such a wonderful blessing for our winners here today. Well, friends, we're going to be back at it tomorrow, so make sure that you join us. As always, we are here every single morning around 7:30 or so, and if you haven't already, make sure that you like this broadcast, that you share it, so we can continue to spread the good that is happening here in Huntsville, Texas. Tomorrow, I have HLI, and I need to get a hold of Jason Thompson. We may have to do the show a little bit earlier tomorrow. But yeah, totally forgot we have HLI tomorrow. So the show may be a little bit earlier, or it may be super condensed tomorrow. It's absolutely going to have to be earlier because we leave for HLI at 7:30. Forgot all about that. So I'll get with Jason. If that's the case, we'll probably be on tomorrow, maybe an hour earlier or so, but we'll figure it out when we get there, when we cross that line. If we can't be there live, we'll do a playback show. That'll wrap it up here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. Continue to spread the good happening in our community. As I end every broadcast, friends, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. Have a great President's Day, and we'll see you back at it later this week. Until next time, have a great one. Thank you, show. So long, everyone.